Welcome, Scott Slasher World. It's WrestleMania weekend and we're gonna do VHSMania. And I'm gonna go through 2 VHS shelves and I'm gonna show you what I got. So I'm gonna flip the camera around. I got my primes on. We are ready to go. So last week, I kind of went through a bunch of stuff in my collection. This week I'm gonna do these 2 shelves and I'll move the collectibles off the shelf once I go through them. So let's just kind of go through and see what I got on these 2 shelves. So we have dinosaurs. Got that at the Colt shop. I got 2 copies of E.T. We have E.T. and then we have E.T. in the big box. We have Ernest Goes to Jail. Great movie. Let's take some of these collectibles down. So I'm gonna take off Batman, sit him here. I'm gonna take off these little guys. We've got the nice Erie, Indiana. Here's the cool Hitchcock. We have Dracula versus Frankenstein. That's a really cool cover VHS. You know, I've never watched this, but I've heard it's terrible. And we'll take off the Power Glove. So we got this shelf cleared off. Here's Freddy's Nightmares, which I have the other 4 right there. So we'll go through these. So first up, The Evil That Men Do. It's Charles Bronson. I got it in one of these nice plastic cases. It's a Good Times release. We have Exit to Eden. Look at that, that's a good cast right there. That's a wild movie. We have, I'll put this here for now. I've never watched this one. Farrah Fawcett in Extremities. Looks cool. I've actually never seen that one. I have a bunch of VHS that I've just gotten that look cool that I've never watched. Once I come across those, I'll let you know. Awesome movie, Fast Getaway with Corey Haim. I love both of these movies. We have Fast Getaway 1 and 2. Corey Haim, Cynthia Rothrock in Part 2. These are great movies. I mean, not great movies like by typical standards. They're just fun movies to watch, and I love them. I love this copy of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It's awesome. We have Final Destination. We have 1 and 2. I love the way they made these back in the day. Look how nice that is. Devin Saw, Ali Larder, Kerr Smith. We also got the sequel on VHS. Here's Part 2. You Can't Cheat Death Twice. Though I'm pretty sure they cheated it a few more times. They made, I think, 6 total, 6 or 7. We have The Final Terror. This is a cool movie. Daryl Hannah's in this one. Nice 80s flick. It's like a survival. It's like half slasher, half action, and half like survival movie. I don't know. I really dig it. Love that Vestron logo. We have Firestarter and Della Taylor, who I've gotten a bunch of tapes from Goodwill that has Della Taylor on it. So she has great taste, Della. Or he. Della could be a he. We have another copy of Firestarter. I think these are, well, I think they're different versions, right? Yeah, I mean, this is the MCA release. This is also the MCA release. I think they're just different. I mean, she's just bigger. Look. A little different covers, aren't they? No, I mean, it's the same pretty much cover except this low MCA logo is here. And then there's the collar logo there. Yeah, usually when I have 2, I'll get rid of one. So I may end up getting rid of one of those Firestarters, but you know, the sides are different. We have Michael J. Fox in For Love or Money. We have the classic Forbidden Planet. Yeah, excellent movie, has Leslie Nielsen in it. In a non-comedic role. Up at the top here we have, in a cut box, we have El Mariachi. El Mariachi started it all for Robert Rodriguez. Great movie. You can watch this movie and really learn how to make a movie. Also up the top we have Eraser, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And we have Existence, And it's a Cronenberg movie, and you know what? I've never watched it. That's one that I've got to sit and watch. I've heard it's good, but I've not watched it. We have the classic Forrest Gump. We have the vampire movie, The Forsaken. I really liked this when it came out. I don't know if it really held up as much. It's more sexy teen vampire before that was sort of in style. I think this came out before Twilight. This came out, yeah, 2001. I kind of dig it. I mean, you know, there's Kerr Smith there. I think it could have been improved on a little bit, but still I dig the movie. We have Freddy Got Fingered. I think it's a good comedy. It got panned by everybody. I still like it. Then we got these. We have the Freddy's Nightmare series. I think I have all 5 copies that were made on VHS. I have a story that you can go watch, and I'd actually show these a little better. But there's the backs. Next up we have, and I have not watched this one, this is Free Jack. This is Emilio Estevez, Mick Jagger, Anthony Hopkins. I've put this in, but I've not sat and actually watched it. Up at the top here we have the classic Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Love this movie. This one I watch over and over again all the time. We have John Carpenter's Escape from LA, starring Kurt Russell. We also have the original Escape from New York, the start of the Snake Plissken saga. It's so cool. I definitely prefer Escape from New York over Escape from LA. We have Alfred Hitchcock's Frenzy. That's a fun movie. We have, in a crappy, cover box, we have Friday the 13th. I had all these in the originals, and I believe I sold them to Movie John because I've got them all on DVD, and I'm sure I'll probably get them on Blu-ray eventually. Classic, Ginger Snaps. If you've never watched Ginger Snaps and you love werewolf movies, this is for you. I'm pretty sure this came from Superstar Video, though it doesn't have the Superstar sticker. Yeah, I think I took it off. Pretty sure I bought this when I was working at the video store, Superstar Video, when it was still around. We have The Godfather 1, 2, and 3. Both are like, all 3 are 2 VHSs. We have the classic, The Goonies. I have The Goonies in this box and a big box. Look at that, beautiful. Love The Goonies. On top we have Far Out Man. That definitely came from Superstar. That was when we were doing the clearance on all of our VHS. So this is Tommy Chong's Far Out Man. Very cool. It's got a great cast. We have Euro Trip. This is a good one. Though the song Scotty Doesn't Know came from that, and you don't know how many times I've heard that. Scotty Doesn't Know. It waits, it watches, it hungers. Fear runs silent. I love love that. I mean, it's not great art. I've never watched it. I love the label. But it looked quite rare, so I picked that up, I think, at a Goodwill. We have these awesome Goosebumps. I love those. They're beautiful. There's the back. I believe all the Goosebumps came from Goodwill. That one definitely did because of the sticker that I saw. Here's R.L. Stine. Goosebumps, Night of the Living Dummy 3. And we have Goosebumps, Stay Out of the Basement. And a big box of Gremlins, the classic. I also have all 5 Gremlins records on my channel. Highly recommend you checking that out. I'll probably link to that at the end of the video. I'll probably link to the Gremlins and maybe the shorts. I've got those Freddy's Nightmare shorts. Up at the top here we have I thought was a very nice comedy. Might not hold up as well today, but 8 Days a Week. Josh Schaefer, Kerry Russell. I got this from Superstar, as I can tell by the sticker. And here is the old Superstar sticker. So I'd have gotten that 20% off of $3. Up at the top, also we have Flatliners, Sutherland, Roberts, Bacon. In the corner, here's a movie that I've never watched. It's Gun Blast Vodka. What a name. Just looked kind of rare. It says for mature audiences, contains adult language, adult content, graphic violence, and nudity. We'll have the classic Hackers. My favorite Halloween sequel, Halloween 2. And I dig this box art. I like it. We also have H2O, 20 years later on VHS. I got rid of all my Halloweens that I had on VHS as well because I got them all on Blu-ray. I don't know, probably not the smartest thing to do, but I did. And the second shelf, here we go, Hanukkah. My buddy Nito picked that up for me at a convention, probably Scarefest, if I had to guess, I'd say Scarefest. We also have Hellhole that I showed last week that I also have on Blu-ray. I think I may have called it Hell House. Like, I was rushing through those Blu-rays and I think I said Hell House. Maybe I need to go back and watch that and see if I got that wrong. But it's Hellhole. It's a good exploitation movie, women in prison movie. Faust, Love of the Damned. I absolutely hated this movie when it came out. I kind of like it though now. I remember thinking it was the stupidest thing, and it is stupid, but I like it. We have The Golden Child. And also we have up on the top, Getting Even with Dad, Macaulay Culkin, Ted Danson. It's Macaulay when he's growing his hair out. In the corner here we have, and I love this copy of Hellraiser, look at that. It is 2 VHS. And yeah, it's got a bunch of special features on that one. I have Hellraiser 2, Hellbound. Really good movie, maybe better than the first. I mean, it's really good. I do love Hellraiser 3, for the wrong reasons, I'm sure. But here's Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. I've talked about my love for this. I know it came out in the 90s, but it feels like an 80s movie to me. It came out like, it says 93, I think 92, 93 this came out. I like it, but you know, it's different because he's now, you know, he's been released from like Hell's Laws, so he's a demon who has no, you know, he's unleashed on Earth, so he can smile and crack jokes like Freddy in that one. I like it. It's cheesier, but I like it. We also have Hellraiser Bloodline. One of the last really, really great Hellraisers, though I do like Inferno, and there's a couple others that I like after that. But Inferno was kind of the first start of them taking scripts that or movies that had already been completed and then sort of throwing the Cenobites in at the very last minute and like, oh wait, it's a Hellraiser movie. But yeah, I mean it's still, you know, still a good film. Craig Sheffer carried that film, I think. I'm gonna put that there so I can get into this awesome canon release. Chuck Norris and Steve James. Hero and the Terror. Look at that beautiful Canon logo. Yeah, you gotta love Chuck Norris. This is an awesome movie. If you've never watched The Hidden, highly recommend it. It doesn't get talked about a whole lot, I don't think. It has Kyle MacLachlan in it. Very good movie. And I kind of like The Hidden too. This one gets a lot of hate that I've seen, at least. A lot of people say it's a terrible sequel. I liked it. It was entertaining. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch, but I enjoyed it. Now, here's some movies that this is crazy. I know that I've watched a bunch of the TV show back in the day, but these movies, I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched them. It's just one of those, I know one day that I'm going to want to watch these, so I got them on VHS. But Christopher Lambert, Sean Connery, and the original Highlander. And then we have Highlander 2, The Quickening. And we have Highlander Endgame, Adrian Paul and Christopher Lambert. So I guess, was this the one where they combined the TV show? I can't remember. Like I said, I've never watched these movies. I bought them a long time ago because I wanted to sit down and I love watching series of stuff. and I've never just watched them. Here is something that I love to watch. It is The Hitcher, and they did a remake of these. I think they even did a sequel remake. Pretty sure there's like Hitcher 1 and 2. I thought I had more. I bet I do somewhere. There is MJF. That's awesome. Let me take this guy down. If MJF shows up at WrestleMania, that's going to be crazy. I'm hoping that I'm going to the AEW show in Charleston on Wednesday, so he has not appeared in AEW since he lost the belt in 2023 in December. So very interested to see what's going to happen in night 2 of WrestleMania. But let's get back to VHSMania. It's Bud Abbott and Lou Costello in Hold That Ghost. I like their movies. I have not actually watched this one though, so I do need to do that. We have Hollywood Dinosaurs, scenes from classic dinosaur movies. I put this in, but I've never sat and actually watched that one, but I just love the cover. I mean, I love the compilation VHSs. So up at the top, we have Fright Night. Love that cover. Great movie. If you've never watched Fright Night and you love vampire movies, this is the movie for you. We have Godzilla, King of the Monsters. We also have Godzilla versus, is it Gigan? I've not watched this one. I think I've put this on before. The monster looks familiar. A lot of those mecha, they all kind of look the same to me. Those kaijus or whatever they call them, the big monsters. Here's one I've not watched. Hourglass with C. Thomas Howell. Looks cool, but I've just never sat and watched it. Here is a great sequel that's not a horror film. It's House 2, The Second Story. Very crazy movie. I dig this one. It's very weird. That's a great cast. You got Bill Maher, Lar Park Lincoln, John Ratzenberger. Really cool cast. I dig this movie, but it's a comedy. And then I got another copy of it. I love the House series, actually. I also have House 4. I like House 4. I think it's a cool sequel to the first House. I dig it. Doesn't get a whole lot of love. We have House on Haunted Hill, the original classic movie. We have Howard Stern, but Bongo Fiesta. Let me make sure I can show the back. I can, yes. No nudity. These are wild pay-per-views. We also have, and this one I don't think I can show the back, but it's Howard Stern's New Year's Rotten Eve, 1994. Let me just look real quick. No, I can show the back. There's no actual nudity, so. Very crazy. Those are wild movies. I got those from eBay, really cheap and like a lot. We have the classic Howling 6, The Freaks. This is the vampire versus werewolf. I talked about this in a video with my, I think it was like a sequel video. I can't remember, but I love this one. And I like the Howling series. I know that they're not all great, but I do like the Howling series. We have Gate 2, Return to the Nightmare. I thought this was a pretty cool sequel. I enjoyed it. We also have Independence Day, and we have Chuck Norris in Hellbound. I really like this one. It's a fun horror, almost. I mean, it's basically a horror film. We have Tracy Lords in Ice. Has Zach Galligan in this one. One that I think I borrowed this back in the day and I never gave it back, and I've never watched it. I hear it's a classic. It's the Ice Pirates. I don't know why I've not sat down and watched this. I need to watch it. Van Damme in Hell. Another one. I collect Van Damme movies. This is a newer one and I have not watched it. Oh, here is one of my favorites. So, John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. This is probably the best John Carpenter 90s movie. I mean, that's a pretty bold statement, but I think it is. the best 90s John Carpenter movie. Look at that. It came from Classic Tanning and Video. That is awesome. That was near the Mercer Mall, if you're familiar with that. It used to be at the Stop and Go. I don't know what it's called now, but we have the Incubus. Also up next, and this next one, I don't think I've watched. Innocent Victim. Looked cool, and I think I picked it up at a Goodwill. We have Interview with the Vampire. Oh, here's some classics. And I know that just recently Louis Gossett Jr. passed away, but I have Iron Eagle. I got one of the soundtracks to these too. So I have Iron Eagle Part 1, and I have Iron Eagle Part 3. And I can't remember if I have the soundtrack for Part 1 or Part 2, but I have it on vinyl. We have Jill the Ripper. Dolph Lundgren. Here's another fun movie. It's Stallone in Judge Dredd. I dig this one, but the remake, or not really remake, but reimagining, I really enjoyed too. I've got Judge Dredd on Super Nintendo, and I really liked it. The graphics are not very good, but the gameplay is really fun. Up at the top, we have some classics. We have Jaws. I watch this every summer. We have In Dreams, a really good one. I think this one definitely goes under the radar. I don't think a whole lot of people know about this. Look at the cast. That is a cast. And we have, and this is crazy, I've never watched Inner Space. And I love Joe Dante. I mean, Steven Spielberg presents Inner Space. Why have I not watched this? I hear it's great, but I've never watched it. I picked it up, I think, at a Goodwill. Up here we have Deadly Venom, the best of Sting. Perfect for VHSMania. I got this at Welcome Back Collectibles. We have, this is one of the rarest VHS, Monster Mania. It's basically it's Bam Bam Bigelow and Pretty Boy Larry Sharp going through like secrets from the Monster Factory, and they kind of telling you like how to do moves. But really their parts, they're dressed up like it's like Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster getting resurrected. Their parts, I believe, are like all black and white for the most part, and yeah, it's very rare. I've never seen this anywhere. Down here at the bottom, we have Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park, The Lost World. With this, I love that cover. Look at that, boom, boom, boom. Lenticular covers are always fun. I'm pretty sure I showed a bunch of lenticular covers in my stories. If you want to go check out my YouTube stories, we have Jurassic Park 3. That's a cool, like, I love the way that thing shines. That's a cool cover. And then we have some more classics. We have Karate Kid Part 1. I've had these 3 VHS for a while. Well, no, this one is this actually came from Goodwill. I think it's Part 3 that definitely Part 2. I think this was mine as a kid. Let me make sure it is. Yeah, so I don't know how I lost Part 1 through the years, but that Part 1 had that sticker, and that definitely came from Goodwill. So Part 2, I had this, and I'm pretty sure Part 3, these were just like family-owned VHS. Yep, it was. Yeah, so the 2 and 3, I had ever since they came out on VHS, and I was a little kid. And then we got the next Karate Kid. Hilary Swank is in this one. I wonder where I got this. This is definitely didn't have it as a kid. It was a former rental. It looks almost like Blockbuster, but it says Food City Video. Okay, so this came from Food City. My guess is it was at a Goodwill. And then the last 3 that I'm going to show off this week are up top here. So we have Green Day International Super Videos. This kind of came out around the time as their compilation CD, but it has all their videos, like all their classics. Longview, Basket Case, When I Come Around, Geek Stink Breath, Stuck With Me, Brain Stew / Jaded. I mean, all of them. These are all of the great Green Day songs. That's awesome. We also have one that I've still not watched, Judgment Night. Estevez, Gooding Jr., Leary. I don't like that they put that sticker right there. And then last up is a classic Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So if you like this video, maybe I will go through more of my VHS collection. I have so many that, you know, I can only really do 2 shelves at a time, or these videos would be 10 hours long, as I feel like this one will probably be in the 25 to 26 minute range. And I think next week I'll be back with my regular setup. I know I said that last week, but we've been busy at work, and so the camera I usually use, we're going to be using for something else. So tune in next week and see what kind of slasher madness I have in store.